We have a template that we use for the agenda, and I just noticed that number 8, other business, is there because it's a special called. We can't have other business in a special called meeting. So any other business we'll have to address in the regular session.
Item 3, construction update and change order proposal for PR 24, the masonry metal cap addition of $500.25 on BG 22520 Laybeck project.
Hi, everyone. So in the attachment, I'll draw your attention to, I think it'll be page 4. That'll have the best image, hopefully, if it's in there, of the location where this is occurring. So at the main entry of the Chennault building, there is, to the left, some existing brick that wasn't a part of the project. When the new canopy got attached to there and the old one got removed, the old one was sitting on top of the existing brick that you can kind of see in this photo here if it's not in your packet. This area here and here just had exposed the cavity behind the brick, and so it was a lot easier for the rain or melted snow to get behind the brick. Is there going to be a problem long term for your exterior wall? No, because brick is supposed to act as like a rain screen. But to help stop unnecessary water from going straight into it, this is a price to cap it from the horizontal portion that is maybe like 2 feet long, and this vertical portion that's maybe like 4 feet tall. And that metal would cover both sides, be caulked on all sides, and just act as a lid to that exposed existing condition from when the old canopy was removed. So I can definitely answer any questions if that wasn't clear, but it was a result of the old canopy going away and exposing that condition behind the brick.
I'm sorry. I just now was looking at this as you were talking. So that's what it looks like with the front of it off?
Correct. So without the orange that you can kind of see now, just imagine the side of brick, fully exposed, maybe I think 1.5 inches of airspace behind it, allowing for water or any debris to easily just go behind the brick and stay. Ideally, if it's water easily drains out, but if it's anything else other than water, now you have stuff stuck behind it.
Okay.
But yes, this is a photo of it without the cap installed, and if it's acceptable to you all, the new look of it would be a similar color to the darker panel as the new trim that actually covers the brick on that corner.
What color is that panel? Because here it looks like it's blue.
Good question. It's actually like a dark bronze, so it's not quite black. It's like a brown, dark brown, almost black color, but it's not blue.
Is it out there like now the way it is?
Yes.
So we could see it if we drove past it, what it looks like at that?
Yes.
Okay. And does it look good in your opinion? Because I haven't seen it.
The middle panel itself?
Yeah.
Yes, they repainted it and they plugged in some holes, but this PR is just to add something that's like a similar color where you see orange and maybe you can't see it in the image, but there's a horizontal portion, so it would be a really close match to that color, but we're not replacing that panel overall. We're just trying to find something to adhere to the surface of it and match it.
And this is exactly what we looked at before when we were looking at samples of what we were going to put up here, correct?
Not quite. With the samples that we looked at, I think that was all for the high school parapet, so it won't be the same material, no, but we can definitely make sure that the new cap is a similar color to the samples that were shown to you all.
Okay.
Is it required for you all to go with this change order? No. The caveat is that someone would have to self-perform some kind of metal cap or just keep it exposed. And like I said, it was like maybe 1.5 inches that you would see exposed for the entire length of this corner. But to give you all a complete project by the end of it, a $500 quote was what we got the overall request to be lower to. The initial quote was actually $5,000, but that was them trying to take off the existing metal and put something as a cap that would actually go behind the metal. That was a lot more work, a lot more money. For them to do a simple surface-mounted approach, it got from $5,000 down to $500. And so hopefully that's agreeable, but it's not required if you feel that it's okay for it to be exposed, or if there's a way for, I guess, someone else to apply some metal, brake metal to that. Hopefully it's the same color though.
Any other questions? Item 4, discussion of consent items.
On your agendas, items 11A through 11I are the repeating monthly items that we follow. That includes the 2024 minutes, the financial statement for the month, claims, superintendent expenditures. On travel, BCHS is requesting approval for their spring training trip to Fort Walton, Florida for 2025. And our mock trial team just competed and have earned a spot to go to the state competition. Very proud of them, and that's coming in late today because they just got the news yesterday, this weekend. So February 28th, March 2nd is what they're asking for on the travel to go and attend state competition. That'll be an overnight stay. We've got use of facilities. On the grants, we're asking for 2 grants, one a Kentucky Numeracy Accounts grant, and the amount we'd receive $70,000. And an AED grant, so we can get several AEDs for our buildings. Those are at $2,000 a piece, so we're asking for that grant. 11H, review of the monthly bills. 11I, pay bills through January 31st. Things that don't recur. 11J is approval for board members to attend conferences and meetings to obtain required hours. Seems redundant that a board would vote for this, but they have to, because you have to have, all board members must have required hours through the state to stay on the board, and the only way they can do that is by attending conferences. So it's a little redundant, but you have to approve that you can go and get your hours that you're required to get. Well, items 11K, audit contract renewal with Kelly Galloway, Smith Goolsby. Every year we do an audit, and so Ms. Kelly Galloway has done those for the last several years, does an excellent job. We're just asking the board renew that. MOA with Commonwealth of Kentucky CEBT. It's a memorandum of agreement between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services and Bath County Schools to establish an agreement for summer electronic benefits transfer. That's so we can receive funding for feeding students this summer. And 11M, surplus 4 REI camera systems, asking the board to allow us to surplus 4 bus cameras for $100 each, $400 total. Those are the consent items.
Item 5, discussion of local planning committee.
With the defeat of the nickel, the board needs to reconvene the local planning committee so that they can meet to change the middle school from new construction to renovation in order to be able to spend the $7 million from the school construction commission by December 2026 or return the money to the state. So simply just need to make a motion to reconvene our local planning committee to get the process started.
Item 6, discussion of the fiscal year 2025 draft budget and capital funds request.
Ms. Combs will discuss those items.
Okay, on the draft budget, we meet 3 times a year to approve the budgets. One is in January for your draft budget. The tentative budget's in May, and then the working budget is in September. In January, when we're working on budget for the following year, we don't really have concrete numbers to work with, so it's a lot of estimations. But a few points in the draft budget that's submitted to you all. The estimated SEEK revenue is $9.4 million, and that's coming off a KDE calculator that's going to estimate what we will get next year in SEEK funding. The beginning balance is estimated to be $6.7 million. That's general fund only. We have budgeted for 4 SRO positions to continue those. We use the same staffing allocations used in May of 2024. I do include a couple additional teaching positions, and that's just in case one of our grade levels is higher and you all end up adding a teacher later. And then I always budget for the purchase of 2 buses. And our contingency is at 3.48%. KDE requires a 2% contingency, so our contingency is sitting at $850,000 in this draft budget. As far as the capital funds request, that is where we always approve to draw down money from the capital funds to pay for our general fund energy payments for the year. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. Item 7, discussion of the second reading for the 2025-26 school calendar.
Ms. Watkins will discuss the school calendar.
At the previous meeting, we presented 2 calendar options. The board chose to go with calendar choice B, which was what most of the staff members selected. The only difference between choice A and B was that we just opted not to take election days. Since there's not an election in November this year, and we've spoken with lots of other districts, and if their buildings aren't used for elections, we just didn't think that was necessary. A lot of times it causes us problems in May because school ends. Like, for example, this year, if we were to extend, that last day would fall on that election day, and of course there's no May election this year, but in previous years that's caused us issues. We would go on Monday, take off on Tuesday, and then maybe the last day of school was on Wednesday, and it causes issues with attendance. So if we didn't take those days, it might just improve our attendance a little bit for the end of the year. But tonight we're just asking you to have a second reading of calendar choice B and approve that for the year.
How many days, NTI days, do we have left without happening to adjust the schedule?
We have used all 10 of our NTI days. We had 2 bank days also. Last year when I presented the variable calendar, we didn't think we could have bank days, but it worked out that the time that we had went a little bit over the required 1,062 hours. So we were able to take that time out and use that for bank time. We used it on 2 different occasions this year. And it would be the same next year. There would be a little bit of extra time in the calendar that we would be able to use, but in addition to the 10 NTI days.
Has the state mentioned giving any more NTI days to any of the schools?
They've mentioned, you all have probably heard the same thing I've heard, and maybe Mr. Evans has heard more at a superintendent meeting, but just the 5 that they've mentioned on the news, but they can't do anything until Congress reconvenes.
February 4th, the legislature comes back in. They're going to be asked for 5 additional NTI days. And then the question you asked, Ms. Razor, we also have gone over 2 days. So we don't have, again, in this special session, we don't have another business. But there are some options we can discuss in the regular session that we could make those 2 days up, or if not, they'll go on to the end of the year. And so if the board so chooses, we'll discuss it in the regular session.
Do y'all have any further questions about the calendars?
We're adjourned till 7 p.m. Board of Education, 7 p.m., January 27th, 2025. Item 2, motion to approve tonight's agenda as presented.
Motion.
I have a motion by Eric, second by Carla. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes. Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silent devotion. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please take a couple moments for silent devotion. Thank you. Item 4 is the appointment of our board chair.
I'll make a motion to appoint Barbara Razor, the board chair for 2025.
Second.
Have a motion by Eric, a second by Carla. All in favor, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I have a motion by Carla, second by Eric. Any discussion? All in favor to appoint Barbara Razor as board chair for 2025, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is the motion to appoint a co-chair for 2025. I would like to nominate Carla Bowling.
Second.
Have a motion by Barbara to appoint Carla Bowling as board chair for 2025. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
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 Motion carries. Item 6, I'll make the motion to appoint Mr. Evans as the board secretary until June 30th, 2025.
Second.
Any discussion?
Second.
A second? Discussion? I'm sorry, discussion. All in favor of appointing Mr. Evans as the board secretary until June 30th, 2025, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Brittany Combs as the board treasurer for 2025.
I'll second it.
So I have a motion by Barbara to appoint Brittany as the board treasurer for 2025, second by Carla. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, I'd like to ask our Owensville Mayor, Gary Hunt, to please come forward and give the proclamation.
I can get this up high enough. I want to thank you guys for the invitation to be here tonight to read this proclamation. It's always an honor to be here with the school board because I know that you guys are sitting there tonight in those seats for one reason. That's to make sure that the education of our kids here in this county is done in a proper manner and an efficient manner. You're not here for fame or glory or money or whatever. And I realize that a lot of the decisions that you make on this board are going to be tough. Some of them are. You're not going to please everyone. And some of the decisions are going to require quite a bit of research and looking back and work before you make them. So I really do appreciate you guys. I was just thinking today, back when I was in high school, even then, I knew our school board members, and I can remember one in particular, Clyde Honaker. I don't know if any of you remember Clyde Honaker or not. Clyde was the board chairman, and he was very interested in basketball, which I was too. And but the board even then has not changed any as it is today. They also cared about us and what happened to us while we were in Bath County and after we left Bath County. I looked up some statistics, and I know that across the country there's 95,000 school board members. Many of them are meeting just like you are here tonight. There are 13,000 school board districts across the country serving 50 million students. What you do is very, very important. And I don't want us to ever think that doing this proclamation each year in January is to just be a routine thing. It's not routine. We're here tonight not out of duty or anything. We're here tonight to truly say that we appreciate the work that you do. I saw a quote, and before I read the proclamation, I thought this was a quote that was very appropriate for school board members. It says, "As education is the cornerstone of our communities, board members are the mortar. They're the guardians of our education system, dedicating their time and energy to ensuring every student has a chance to succeed. Their efforts, often overlooked, are critical to the success of our future generations." And I think you guys follow that right to the T. The proclamation reads like this: "Whereas our community values a quality education as a vital step along the pathway to success for our children, and whereas Barbara Razor, Carla Bowling, Eric Conkright, Ashley Beadle, and Kim Carrick contribute significantly to the community through their service on the Bath County School Board of Education. Whereas these decision makers are responsible for maintaining strong, effective budgetary oversight, high standards for employment, and a safe, well-managed set of school facilities. And whereas these board members are serving our community with integrity, honor, and a commitment to our children's futures. And whereas January of 2025 marks Kentucky's observation of their contributions through School Board Recognition Month. Therefore, I, City of Owensville Mayor, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2025 throughout this community as School Board Recognition Month. And I urge all of our citizens to honor Barbara Razor, Carla Bowling, Eric Conkright, Ashley Beadle, and Kim Carrick for their service. Thank you for having me here tonight, and thank you for a job well done."
Thank you.
Item 9 is Student Spotlight, Owensville Elementary School.
We are pleased tonight to have two groups from OES that have done some outstanding things, and we're ready to spotlight them for you. One of them is our STLP club, and that is coached by Miss Tubbs. And our other group is the second grade group out of Miss Tammy Norris's class, and they're going to share with you some of their things from their new reading series that they are doing. So if we'll start with Miss Tubbs's group.
Okay, so this is our Owensville Elementary School STLP website. One of the big things with STLP is creative digital arts projects. And these are just the few of the kiddos that have made some of these for me. They could choose what they wanted to do, and there's a rubric, and there are quality examples, and they kind of base those on that. So I'll let them kind of tell you what they did and why they did it. So anybody want to start? All right, we have Miss Adele Baber.
Hi. I did the Tale of Despero for my project, and I did a book cover, and I'll just gonna go ahead and tell you about it. So, to create my book cover, I started by finding a picture of a dungeon, because this is where the scene is happening. Then I searched up a picture of a rat, which is Roscuro, who Despero is fighting for a princess. Then I added a needle from Canva and put it in Despero's hand. And then I added a prisoner to make it look like he's turning his back from the fight. Then I added the title and author.
Next, we have Miss Riley Boggs, who also created a book cover.
Hello, my name is Riley Boggs. I'm a fifth grader at OES. I am in the STLP club. I will be showing you the book I made inspired by the book, The Squad. I chose this book because I love the cover and I wanted to make it my own. When thinking on what I could change about the cover, I wanted to have parents arguing because the book is about a cheerleader whose parents are going through a divorce. I added a girl who was stressed and chose to put her behind the parents who were arguing. To add the cheerleading aspect, I wanted to have cheerleaders in a stunt at the bottom of the page. In one part of the book, the cheerleaders are on a football field, which led me to use the background. I put football stadium lights at the top to add some pizzazz to the page. I incorporated the title of the book and put a cheerleader doing a jump above the title. The app I use is Canva. It is a very great site for kids to be creative. I enjoyed doing this book cover because I got the chance to read a book I've never read before and one that I would recommend. Thank you for taking the time to see my book cover that I made in STLP.
And I will say that both of these girls took a lot of time out of their own day or out of their own school time when they had extra time to do these things, and I was really impressed. They taught me a lot of things. Now we have Mr. David Thatcher, who chose to do a screen capture tool, which was another element you could do.
My name is David Thatcher, and I did the screen capture tutorial. I chose to do a screen capture tutorial because I know kids in my class love to have different cursors, which I did the tutorial about, and they don't like the black default one. And I think other kids would like to have different cursors too. I began by writing a script on Google Docs to know what to say when I was doing the screen capture tutorial. After I did that, my SDLP teacher, Miss Tubbs, printed it out for me. When I was ready to record my screen capture tutorial, I used Loom to demonstrate the step-by-step process. Once I started recording, I made a new tab on my internet browser. Then I typed custom cursor in the address bar and pressed enter in order to conduct a quick search. The custom cursor website appeared at the top of my results. Once I got on custom cursor, I showed how to get a new cursor by scrolling down to where you can get one custom cursor by clicking add. There's a way to get a whole collection of cursors by going to collections and clicking add. Then I searched for Captain Underpants on custom cursor to show how people can search to find cursors that they like. Now, if students watch my tutorial, they will be able to search and get their own custom cursors for their laptop or computer.
So if any of you all need a custom cursor on your laptops up there, just get on the STLP website and watch David's video and you can have something of your own. Now, this is Mr. Graham Bailey, and Mr. Holder, if you could push the link on his, he wants to let his song do the talking for him.
Kylia Jones. Sophie Stevens. Addison Charles. Macy Klein. Chloe Duty. Cammie Mullins. Katie Pruitt. Autumn Mosley. Taylon Johnson. Caitlin Ratliff. Keely Barnett. And Nyla Allen. And the coaches are Megan Morden and Madison Neely. We're really proud of this group. Like I said, this is the first time in 25 years that our team has qualified for nationals, and that's been through a lot of hard work by our coaches and our team. I'm looking up there.
So we're having some issues, but basically this is our routine. It just doesn't have sound. And at the end of it, they thank everyone for their support.
Yeah, it's music.
Congratulations, girls, and good luck at state. The next group, this actually just happened yesterday. I had the privilege to be there with them at mock trial this weekend. They competed in Covington. Our mock trial team is only 2 years old. It started last year. Mr. Ryan Utterback is the teacher of the class. He came to me, told me what he wanted to do, and I said, go for it. Last year they went, they competed, they did a good job last year. This year is their second year as a team. They went, they competed against teams that have made it to state before, and they actually beat those teams. And it was just marvelous. It was a marvelous experience to get to watch them, to see how great they do and how much they learned in that class. So I will show you the plaque. They got third place. Here's the plaque. They got this at Covington. Mr. Utterback brought that to me, and I would like to recognize them. They're going to come down here. They're going to introduce themselves to you and the character that they play when they do the mock trial. So I'll let them come on down here and kind of give you a preview of what they do.
I want to thank everyone for having us here today. Like Ms. Brandenburg said, this is a very new program, only in our second year, so we should be really proud of these kids and the hard work and the dedication they put in. I thank our school administration, Ms. Brandenburg, Mr. Maynard, and Mr. Pruitt for always being supportive, and the parents that travel really well with this team. I was impressed that we were having a trial in Covington, and we were playing against a school from Covington, and our side of the courtroom was more full of parents and family members watching than the Covington School side. So that shows your all's dedication to the kids and their success. I think mock trial is a really good program. It helps them with a variety of skills: public speaking, critical thinking, logical reasoning, interpersonal communication, teamwork. It's a really great program. I'm glad that I was able to start this last year, and I'm excited about how the program has grown so far. I'm going to let the kids who've done such a good job come up and tell you what their role is in the trial that we've been performing this year. So, whoever wants to go first. All right.
My name is Hurley Short, and I was the defendant, Lane Elliott.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shasta Vice, and before I tell you what I've done, let's all remember Mr. Utterback for all of his dedication and time that he put into this team. Without him, we wouldn't have a team. But I was on both sides. I done defense and plaintiff. For plaintiff, I done the opening statement, and I directed Sean Owsley and crossed Riley Gallatin from the other team. And for the defense, I done preliminary matters, and I directed Riley Gallatin and crossed Sean Owsley from the other team. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Madison Setters. I was on both sides as well. I was on defense and plaintiff. When I was on defense, I conducted the opening statements. I crossed Robin McLean, who was the plaintiff in this case, and I direct Lane Elliott. And then when I was on plaintiff, I played the role of Sean Owsley. At the end of the tournament, I received the Team Top Witness Award.
My name is Matthew Coyle. This is my second year of mock trial, and I want to piggyback off of what Shasta said about Mr. Utterback creating a program and taking it to state in the second year. He does not get appreciated enough for what he does. And I played as a witness on both sides, plaintiff and defense. I was Corey Spencer and Max Casey.
Hi, my name is Christy Rao, and I was an attorney for the plaintiff's side. I did the direct examination of Corey Spencer and the cross-examination of Max Casey.
Hello, everybody. My name is Carson Toll, and this is actually my first year part of mock trial. Being a part of my trial, I played the attorney for the plaintiff side, which means I directed Robin McLean. And then I also delivered the closing statements and crossed Lane Elliott, the defendant. And then also on defense, I was a witness. I played the director of human resources at the company, and Riley Gallatin. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Katie Catherine Pruitt. I only played on one side. I played for the plaintiff side. I was Robin McLean. And I would like to take this time to thank Mr. Utterback for everything he's done. Thank you.
We have a certificate for each child that participated. we're very proud of them. We can't wait to see what they do for state. State is February 28th through March the 2nd. We all plan on being there. I would tell you guys, if you all want to see a good show and be very proud of our kids, it's wonderful. I cannot brag enough on how great of a job they did and how much excitement I had this weekend. So with that, Christy Rao. Elizabeth Conant also participated. She is not here today. Madison Setters. Matthew Coyle. Carson Toll. Shasta Weiss. Katie Pruitt. And Hurley Short. Congratulations, you guys, and Mr. Utterback. Thank you, guys.
Item 10 is Superintendent and Board Communication.
I have three things we're going to do in Superintendent Board Communication. First, if you haven't noticed, it is Board Appreciation Month, and so to our continuing board members, Mr. Conkright, Ms. Razor, and Ms. Bowling, I want to say thank you for all that you've done. And to our new members, Ms. Beadle and Ms. Carrick, welcome aboard, and I know you're going to do great things as well. One of the things we get overlooked in Board Appreciation Month is there is no Board Attorney Appreciation Month, but I want to say to Ms. Williams, she's done a fantastic job as well. Is that my speakers doing that? Okay, sorry. The other thing, quickly, I just want to thank everybody for their patience. Living in Bath County, everyone knows that we're a mountainous area, and so Clark County, Montgomery County, Central Kentucky counties, they missed a lot of days, but the sun came out, their roads cleared up, and they were okay. We had about 85% of our roads were still covered, still couldn't run buses safely, so we've missed a lot of days, but I appreciate the patience of the parents. I know they're glad to have their kids back. We're glad to have them back, so very thankful for that. We still have a few roads that are not passable by buses, and we're making some exceptions for those kids trying to get them to school, and by this Wednesday, hopefully everything will melt off. With that said, one other thing, Dr. Bailey's going to come forward, and he's going to present to the board our CSIP and CDIP presentations. Thank you.
Someone should have came before the meeting and the packet with all the information. Okay. So in your packet, you'll find several different things there, but I'll reference each one as we go. The first item in your packet is our complete comprehensive district improvement plan. And what that is every year, KDE requires every school district to submit an improvement plan, a district improvement plan that is based on the previous year's data, and that includes every school and the input from every school. And so instead of asking you to go through all of this, which is a lot, and it's like, all right, overwhelming, I have a presentation that is going to lay it all out for you, okay? So we'll go through this presentation together, and I'll reference a couple of things that are in this packet as we go through it together, and then you can go back and read that on your free time because it's long. So what we have here, and Mr. Holder's helped me out here, is our district improvement plan, and this is our agenda. What we're going to quickly talk about, and I hope to be as quick as possible, is where we currently are. And this is the data that we have from the previous KSA last year, spring 24. That data is what we build off of to look at how we're going to improve this year, spring 25's data, where we plan to be, and then ultimately how we're going to get there. And that's what we're really talking about today. So here's where we were last year. This is the overall performance rating for the district. If you look, there's a dial that each school and district is scored at district-wide. We were at a yellow, and the schools broken down. The elementary schools were at a yellow, the middle school scored at an orange, and the high school scored at a yellow, the elementary schools combined. And so breaking those down, every school looks like this. The high school accountability score is 63.6. At a yellow, it's a combination. I should preface this, that the KSA scores are a combination of reading and math, social studies, science, on-demand writing, grammar, and mechanics. And with the high school, it also includes graduation rate and college and career readiness on top of that. And so the high school was at a yellow. Like the previous year, they were at a green. They were great in every area. There was one area that we're going to focus on, and we're going to talk about that. The middle school slipped last year, went down fairly significantly in a couple of areas, and that impacted them. They did have areas of highlights, but they were in an orange, and they've hit the ground running this year, and we're excited about seeing how they improve from where they were last year. And Crossroads was at a 61.4. That has them at a yellow, and they were pretty steady. They didn't show a great decrease, but also a great increase, and therefore change is a factor in that. And I know Mr. Evans in the past has talked a lot about the accountability model. That'll be a 30-minute presentation on that, but change impacts it drastically too. And then finally, OES last year at the end of the year showed great growth, and they were at a green last year at the end of the year. And so with that, what we want to do is pull some highlights. In the CDIP, you're going to find this, but I've boiled it down to the things that are the pros and the cons and the things we want to use to celebrate and to build off of, but also the things that we want to use to find areas of growth in. And so at the high school, some highlights of the high school that you'll find in the CDIP and KSA scores, social studies, science, writing, all scored significantly above the state average. Very high scores in that. In fact, the high school was a blue in those areas, very high in those areas, and strong teachers and scores in that, and excited about that. The middle school, their 7th grade reading and their 7th grade science scores, their 8th grade social studies scores in editing and mechanics, they all scored above the state average. So in those areas, they had a lot to be proud of. Crossroads, in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, the reading scores are above state average. You know, OES, 4th and 5th grade reading scores were above state average, and then significant increase in social studies and writing, which was a focus area for OES last year. And it paid off because they were significantly above average and shot the scores really high. And so with that, those are the areas of highlights. Let's look at the areas of needed growth for each school. You'll probably notice a trend, but at the high school, the math scores are below state average. And CTE pathway completion is at 27.6. That's an area of growth that we want to focus on, of students completing in their pathways, and we'll talk about that. Other areas of needed growth for the middle school, all grade levels in math scored lower than the state average, and 6th grade reading scored below state average. At Crossroads, all math scores are lower than state average. Social studies and writing scores were below state average. And at OES, 3rd and 5th grade math scores were below state average. You likely see a trend there, and so we have some clear focus areas that pop up. And so with that, these are the 3 core areas of improvement that you will notice in that CDIP, that Comprehensive District Improvement Plan. The first improvement area is Tier 1 instruction at all levels. And I'll talk about what Tier 1 instruction is in a moment. The second is to improve math. You notice that every school, that was an area of growth needed. Mathematics instruction needs to improve across the district. And the third is improving college and career readiness. that pathway completer percentage to improve that. Those are our improvement areas. Here's the how we have done this and how we're going to do this. The first area is improving Tier 1 instruction. What I'll show you is a brief picture of what they call it the MTSS pyramid, but every student is a Tier 1 student. So if you hear the phrase Tier 1, every student in Bath County receives that instruction, Tier 1, whole class, research-based core instruction. But there are some students that don't get it in the whole class group, and they need some extra supports. And those are those Tier 2 students. Those Tier 2 students are about the 25th percentile or below, and they get some targeted interventions. They get small groups pulled out. They get extra time, at least 2 to 3 days per week of 30, 40 minutes extra instruction. And then those students that still don't get it with that get Tier 3 intensive interventions. And that's to be a small percentage. In theory, it's supposed to be about 5%. We're well above that right now, but we're working that down, and that number's decreasing over the past couple, 3 years. We're decreasing it, and even more this year. But I show you this to show you the Tier 1. Tier 1 instruction means the instruction that everybody gets, that every kid sitting in that class, and they're getting this instruction. There's a saying that you can't Tier 2 or Tier 3 your way out of a Tier 1 problem. We need our classroom instruction to be the very best it can be. That's where we solve all the issues. If we can teach our teachers and support our teachers to give great instruction the first time, then we don't have to go close the gaps the second or the third time. We want to focus on that great instruction at Tier 1. And so that is what our core focus is. Number one, for our needs area, is to improve that Tier 1 instruction. And there are many ways that we do this. And I'll show you, I'm going to share you some of those ways right now. To improve Tier 1 instruction, every week we have PLCs, we call them our student success meetings. And we have meetings where we discuss the standards. We look at what standards they're supposed to teach with every teacher. We look at how they're going to teach those standards. We break those standards down into what we call success criteria, bite-sized manageable chunks that the students are going to learn in the classroom. Every meeting follows a format that looks like this, and I've put a sample of that in your packet of what that communication is going to look like. They'll have these conversations amongst themselves. Ms. Brandenburg in the high school to be in there was example one. Ms. Johnson from the middle school, every principal will be in the meeting. I am in every meeting as well, and so I meet with every school every week to go over this to make sure they are congruent. And so looking at this, we collaborate to ensure that alignment to and delivery of grade level standards. I think one of our biggest problems, and Mr. Evans can attest this because he and I have talked about and he's shared this many times, is that we teach down to the students. Our standards here, but we make it easier for them because we feel sorry they can't get there, and we don't keep that bar high. If we keep that bar high, students can do great things if we keep that bar high. But far too often we lower that standard, and that's what we don't want to do. We want to teach on grade level. And that's our goal with this, is to make sure that the teachers are teaching the standards they should be teaching, and not in 8th grade teaching a 6th grade math standard because they just weren't ready for it. Well, we got to get them ready. Those are the excuses we can't have. We've got to give them the supports and the scaffolding to get them there. And there's a quote there that I put, and I've shared this a lot, and it's become something that is, I've stated a lot, is congruency is the silent killer of academic achievement. Congruency, meeting that level of the standard. We work on that every single week at every school. Not only that, to improve Tier 1 instruction is this year, we've implemented what's called a pacing guide warehouse. I called it that because it's a warehouse that'll hold every pacing guide for every teacher to ensure that every student is getting all the content that's needed. And so there's a spreadsheet that every school will have, and every teacher has put their pacing guides in this sheet. It's shared with the entire district. You guys would have access to this as well. And they've shared their curriculum map so that they can get all of their content in the number of days needed. This pacing guide that Pacing Guide warehouse right here, and I think I can click it. I'm going to try to click it here, Brad, and I might need your help. It looks like this. Every school has this, and I'm going to show you this spreadsheet here and show you, for instance, here's Bath County High School's Pacing Guide. And Bath County High School has many different classes. However, every one of their classes, we have ensured with the principal and meeting with them that every teacher has laid out their pacing guide in detail so that the students can get to where they need to be by the end of the year. And you can highlight, we can click on any one of those, and I could show you that, but I'm showing you this now to let you know that we've had an improvement in oversight of what's being taught to ensure that every single student, and I'm trying to click this while I talk, is receiving what they're supposed to receive. Because this year, we have a different instructional calendar, and we only had 160 days to start, and we've already lost 10 days due to NTI. We already lost 10 days, you guys know that, and what we have to do, though, is still with only 60 days left of instruction before the KSA starts. We have 60 days, we typically have 85. Right now, we have 60 to get all this instruction taught before the KSA starts. All week this week, we'll be meeting with every teacher to say, how are we going to do this? We're looking at the curriculum and how can we fit this in 60 days when we should have been able to fit it in 85. We picked the big rocks out, and we're going to have those discussions. The principals are ready for that. We've already had them work on it, and we're going to have that discussion this week. Our Pacing Guide warehouse is something that is helping to ensure that our instruction is aligned to the standards and meeting everything needed. Not only that, to improve Tier 1 instruction and make sure the classroom instruction is great, I've developed a classroom walkthrough form with collaborating with the principals. We determine what the principals need to look for when they walk in the classrooms. It doesn't just need to be a walk-in and I look at this, oh, good job, you were positive today. Or I like how your curtains are pretty and it feels good in your classroom. That's not the feedback our teachers need. From the principals, the teachers need to be able to hear, are you teaching to the level of the standard? Is your success criteria that you're teaching the students posted at that standards-based level? Are you teaching every kid? Is every student engaged? Are there some students with their head down not paying attention? The principal needs to make that note. And so we have a form that we follow that as the principals will do a walkthrough in the classrooms, they will be able to follow. And this is exactly what the principals look at when they walk in the classroom. They fill out all of this information. Here's the classroom I've gone in, what type of instruction it is. I talked about the tiers instruction. Is it the middle, the beginning, the end? The look-fors, here's the things I need to see. Are the tasks aligned to the grade level? Are students having that productive struggle, which means they can do hard things? Are we pushing them, or are we being easy on these babies? Are students required to show evidence of understanding? Do they have hands-on learning? These are the things that we talked about in our principal PLCs and our principal meetings that needed to be in place, and they reviewed these. Not only that, we talk a lot about clarity with standards. They're looking for these things in the classrooms. Are the intentions there? Success criteria there? Is there real-world application? Does the teacher show how to do these things? All these areas, super crucial, super important, and I won't go through them all, but I'll show you this to let you know that we are improving our instruction in the classroom, and we're very intentional about it when we walk in the classrooms. And then when we have our principal meetings, we look at all of this data together. This is the district-wide data of what our walkthroughs look like. Our principals walk in the classroom, and then we review this together, and we notice there are some areas that we need to focus on. And so we make those focus areas not at the end of the year, in the middle of the year. Every month we can address that and look at where they are. Tier 1 instruction is being improved by our classroom walkthroughs with our principals and our conversations of data analysis that follow up with that. On top of improving Tier 1 instruction, as you know, that our teacher turnover is at an all-time high. More teachers are going out, less teachers are coming into the profession. It's a state problem. It's a national problem. How are we addressing this, and how are we training our new teachers? And so this year we were tasked and I had the pleasure of creating the New Teacher Academy, that all of our teachers, new teachers and second-year teachers, even third-year teachers, or any teacher that the principal recommends is in our New Teacher Academy. I've shared that handbook with you in your packet that I gave you that lays out what that looks like. But in a nutshell, every teacher has a teacher mentor assigned to them. The mentors and teachers are required to observe one another. And not only that, they are having meetings to have conversations to make each other better. They have trainings, they have growth checks, we have peer observations. We have a new teacher academy where we meet every month at least at the school level and at the district level. Our Bath County New Teacher Academy is making sure that our new teachers are ready to teach at high levels, because we have a lot of them. That's in your packet, and I welcome you to check that out. If you have any questions, you can let me know there. Tier 1 instructions, a huge focus, as I said, but a big part of that is monitoring the growth. Ms. Donahue and I have met with every school level, and we've created a data tracking sheet that follows the students and their level of growth throughout the year. We've met with every principal and have data meetings, and we have owned and named and claimed every single student and are not making excuses to ensure every student can get to proficiency. We've created a data tracking sheet for every school, and all the teachers have input into that. That's our first need with addressing Tier 1 instruction. Our second need was to improve mathematics instruction. And we could go into this a lot, but I've boiled this down to some core things that we've done to make math instruction better. This year, we were fortunate enough to receive the MAF grant, math. I guess it's a play on words, I don't know, maybe, but it is the math grant. It is the Mathematics Achievement Foundation grant, or fund grant, and both Crossroads and OES, as you guys approved, both received a math coach through that grant, fully paid for by the grant. And so we have a math coach at Crossroads and OES that are coaching our teachers to be better at teaching math at a high level. That has been and going to be paying huge dividends for us, making our teachers better. Prove that Tier 1 instruction. Not only that, we have math interventionists at each school, thanks to our board. Have had them for a few years now, and that has decreased novices so much. And thank you guys for that, because that has really helped having those math interventionists. We've ensured that our high quality curriculum is in place. We had an iReady math training today with a few of our teachers. We have Envisions Math. These are both high quality curriculums. Our current math curriculum in the elementary level is poor, and we're hoping to replace that and applying for grants to be able to fund that with a strong, high quality instructional resource. At the middle school level, to improve math, we have a math interventionist that has groups and pulls group and also pushes in to close those learning gaps. She's doing a great job. We've also revamped the implementation of Envisions that's there. We ensure that it is being taught with fidelity, and our teachers are doing an amazing job with that. We have some great teachers, and I can't wait to see the scores improve at the middle school and the buy-in that they have there. And with the high school, they've also completely implemented Envisions as well. That was something that was slightly implemented, but we've done it with fidelity, and kudos to the building administration as they've followed through with that, and we're seeing dividends from that already. And another thing that the high school does a great job with is they've implemented a KSA Masteries checklist, standard checklist, to make sure every student is getting what they need and meeting the students at their point of need. Math is being met and addressed. And our third area of focus, and I'll be finished after this, is to improve college and career readiness. Like I said, an area of focus is to improve the career pathway completers. We only had a score of 27.7% of our students that completed that. And we can improve that easily if we focus on that. And the high school is blessed to have a dean of students, a CTE dean of students, and he has been instrumental in meeting with every single student on their pathways. And I think, Mr. Pruitt, are you here? Mr. Pruitt? Come up here real quick, Mr. Pruitt. Mr. Pruitt's here, he's the Dean of Students, and he meets with every single student on their pathway to discuss how to close their pathway, how to complete their pathway. That's correct, Mr. Pruitt?
That is.
Can you speak to that real quick, because I don't want to say that.
I sure can. First thing, my name is Chad Pruitt. I am the new Dean of Students, and I am absolutely excited to be here. I've seen stuff here I haven't seen in 20 years. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm the old dog at the high school. I see the Pledge of Allegiance. I see the superintendent in our school almost every single day. I see Mr. Bailey, or Dr. Bailey, excuse me, and a lot of school administration from central office come in our building. I'm not used to that. That is phenomenal. Bath County is above. I've worked in Fayette County and Jefferson County, and just let me assure you, that doesn't happen there. Hope nobody's here from Fayette or Jefferson County, but that doesn't happen. So Bath County is above a lot of places I've been. So kudos to what you all are doing and what we're getting ready to do. I gotta take my glasses off to read. As far as college and career readiness, I have met personally with every senior and junior and most of the sophomores regarding their career in college readiness. That includes as well as virtual night school and all regular ed. At this point, we're 98% career ready. So we're getting there. We are that close. We're getting there. Next year, myself and Ms. Brandenburg are going to put together a CTE checklist because currently we're at 27%. Like Dr. Bailey said, our goal is 50 next year. We're going to try to get to 50. That's the goal. Also, I'm trying to read. I've had eye surgery, so bear with me. Meeting with students in all grades during English class. We go over the ACE program, which works with their ILPs, and I do that every Wednesday. I meet with 9th grade one week, 10th grade. Also, starting tomorrow, we'll be meeting with every projected novice and apprentice that we think is where they're at right now, identified as where they're at by the teachers that know them best. So tomorrow morning, I'll actually start meeting with novices and then work my way up to apprentices. That'll take some time, but it does work. Building relationships is huge. That worked when I was principal 20 years ago, and it'll work here in Bath County. Also, what else do I have here? We're working with students to learn their social and emotional needs as well. That's only going to enhance success. So I will say this, we will be blue.
I'll take your word for it.
We might not be, but we will be blue.
I love it.
So glad to be here.
Mr. Pruitt.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. And came best from his mouth. He's doing a great job meeting. And that's how we're going to close or increase that number and close those gaps and close those completers, is having that buy-in from people like that. I wanted to share that. I wanted him to share that success with you because we're seeing it already, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time. We've also implemented ACT-like assessments to make sure that they are meeting those benchmarks because that's college and career ready. And they're going to be, Ms. Brandenburg, we've developed a ACT simulation assessment that's better than the one that they've been giving CERT because there's been some academic dishonesty going on with that. And so we've improved that and have a better system ready to go to get more ACT aligned instruction. So that's there too. So I'm excited about that. I already know that number is going to skyrocket. And with that, not only that, is communication is essential to know. As a parent, I've got a freshman in high school and I had no idea what my kid was going to do. Like, what's your pathway? What are you going to do? And here I am, a district administrator, and I don't know, right? Well, how do you expect anybody else to know, right? If I don't know, then I know parents don't know. And so when I came into this role, the first big task that I took care of and worked on was creating a CTE Pathways Handbook, a magazine, and that's in your packet there. We created this magazine to sell the school, to really promote the school, but also to promote every pathway that we offer. There's pathways in here that is amazing that Bath County offers. Aviation, Bath County offers aviation certifications, diesel mechanics. We have so many amazing things that our students can be afforded. And you look in this magazine, it's going to show you all these amazing pathways that are offered at the high school and through our CTE program. Our CTE program is amazing. But within that, it's also a living magazine because you can take your phone and take a picture of that, the parents can, and it'll take them to a website that's created with this as well that'll show who the teacher is and what classes they need to take. This magazine is something we send home with kids at the beginning of the year, and we're going to give to incoming 8th graders. So next year, as parents help their students decide what pathway they're going to take, they'll have this magazine to go through. Communication is essential. Communication is everything. No matter what you're doing, if the parents don't know about it, the community doesn't know about it, it's not happening, is what a lot of people see. So with that, improved communication and the website that has been created, and you can use your phone and go there, but we have a website that's easy to access that'll show our entire CTE program. Here's our great ag teachers telling who their teachers are going to be, especially with freshmen. They can say, here's who you're going to have, and here's the pathways you have to follow. Here's the courses you need to complete. As a parent, I love seeing this so that I know what my kid needs to take and take all 4 of those courses so they can be a completer in those areas. Communication is half the battle. We've addressed that this year already, first thing, and sent that out, so I'm excited about continue to grow with that and improving our career completers there. We've addressed that need, and that need's already closing. Looking forward to that. You heard the great things with the high school. I want to go back to this and wrap it up with this. We just did our mid-year assessments, and if you look on your screen, on the left is our reading scores for each school. On the right is our math scores for every school. This is growth. Anything above this black line, this is average. This is where all schools should have been at the midpoint in the year. That's the 50th percent growth. Already, every one of our schools are far and above 50% growth in reading. Crossroads at 70%, OES at 80th percentile, and the middle school is at the 120th percentile. They've seen huge growth. At math, Crossroads at the 65th, 70th at OES and the middle school. Huge growth already in the middle of the year. We are already far beyond the pace we need to be to meet the growth for this year. So that's encouraging, that's exciting. We're doing great things this year, and I can't wait to see at the end of the year how far they go and how well we score on the KSA and continue to do that. So that's that. You guys have any questions? I know it was a lot. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask at any time. You have that packet. You guys can keep all of that. Thank you all for all you do. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Dr. Bailey.
Item 11 is motion to approve consent items 11A to 11M.
I'll second.
I have a motion to approve consent items 11A to 11M. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12, we didn't have any public comments, correct? Okay, here we go. Item 13, motion to reconvene the local planning committee.
Hold on, we gotta do number 12 first, right?
Here, I think she's changed it.
So I need to, this is,
Yeah. Number 12 is
12 is,
Masonry Metal Cafe.
yeah, okay. Item 12, discussion and possible action to approve change order proposal PR 24 masonry metal cap at a cost of $500.25 on the BG 22-520 layback project.
I'll make that motion.
So I have a motion by Eric, second by Carla. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we go to 14. Okay. Item 14, discussion and possible action to reconvene the local planning committee.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Eric, second by Carla. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, discussion and possible action on approving the fiscal year 25 draft budget.
I'll make that motion as presented.
I have a motion by Eric, second by Carla. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 16, discussion and possible action on approving capital funds request.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Eric, second by Carla. Any discussion? That's the 2 buses. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to clarify that that was for the 2 buses, Kista bond payment, principal bond energy payment, and the interest bond energy payment. That's what that action is for capital funds request.
So all in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Motion carries. Item 17, discussion and possible action to approve the second reading of the 2025-26 school calendar.
I'll make that motion to approve the calendar for 25-26 year.
I'll second. So I have a motion by Eric, second by Barbara. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 18, discussion and possible action on approving the 2025 calendar for board meetings.
In your attachments there's a schedule that has the fourth Mondays, with the exceptions of Thanksgiving and Christmas, and so November, December, and May. Those are just for that's what it would be if you chose to go that route. Of course, it's the board's decision on what days they choose to meet.
We can continue to do it on the 4th Monday if that works for everyone. I already know I will not be here in February on that 4th Monday.
Well, we can change that now.
Okay. So we need to pick a day that all of us can be here for February.
Do you just want to change the February meeting?
Do you all want to?
So you can't be here on the February of this year, correct?
Right, February 2025, because that would put us on February 24th, and I will not be here at all. February 17th is President's Day, and we don't have school on that day.
Could we do it on Tuesday of that week?
We could do Tuesday, the 18th, if that would work with everyone. Kim, does that work with you? Eric? February 18th?
February 18th?
As you look at that, it's per the board's discretion. I'd sent out earlier, if you want other business, go into, have February 17th be as a school day and April 18th, that would catch us up. I still think we're going to miss school in February, which still would put us in the next week. But I'm just saying this in advance, if you decide you want to consider that and then have school on the 17th, then you can have that meeting. But
That would be better than making it up. I mean, I'm okay with it.
then that would have to be addressed in other business.
Yeah,
If you
okay.
chose to do that.
So would you want to go back to the Monday on the 17th? What do you want?
So we'll need to wait till item 21 to do that.
Well, you can still choose to have your meeting that day regardless,
Oh,
whether
okay.
school were in
Well, she's-
session or
Okay,
not.
okay.
That is President's Day. There will
17th is not good for Shelley.
The
Oh,
18th.
the 18th.
So let's do
But
the
the
17th.
Let's
17th
just
is
do the
okay?
17th and then,
Okay, so February 17th will be our board meeting in the month of February. Everything else will be that fourth Monday, with the exception of what you just said with November and December. And there was a month of May. Is that-
May, yeah, month of
May. So what do you want to pick for the month of May, November, and December? If you look at May,
On the sheet that was provided, Ms. Ratliff, I believe, created that. May 19th is what she has, but that
Yeah.
obviously can be adjusted.
that's totally fine with, is May 19th okay with you all?
As
Okay.
far as I know, I'm fine.
And then if you all want to look at November, they've got November,
24th, it's a Monday.
the 24th. That's still the fourth Monday. Okay. Is that okay? Is that?
November 24th and December 15th are what we have listed, and both of those are outside of holidays and Christmas break.
Okay, so the kids will not be in school, I'm sorry, they will be in school on November 24th, correct? That's not going to be out, they're
I
not going to
believe
be
that's
out for
correct.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is the 27th.
7th and 28th, which is that Thursday, Friday. So the 24th is that Monday. So they're only going to be out like 3 days that week, is that right?
I see Ms. Watkins shaking her head, so we're good on that day for school. Thank you.
Perfect, okay. So we've got November,
So
still
really,
be
the
the
only
4th
change is February 17th.
Monday.
We're not really changing that meeting because that's our regular schedule.
That would have been regular.
No, for February.
What we had originally scheduled, yes, that's the only change. And then just-
And December.
And just one other notification we've talked about on the working session, we are going to approve 6 for the working and 7 for the regular. If we have a short agenda and we choose to make it 6:30, that'd be a change of time, and that would be have to be special call, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
You wanna leave it at 6:30, and things are so well tonight, but I would tell you that, if you want to move it back to 6, after you've set it tonight, it will become a special session. And if it is a special session, you can add, onto the agenda after it's been sent out. And, it's a more restricted agenda for that.
And I wasn't saying move it to 6:30, I just want you all to know that if we,
We'll leave it at
what we approve it at
Yeah.
6, if we have a short one, we decide to change it, then that'll be, have to be special called, which means you can't add anything to it, like Ms. Williams is saying.
6 o'clock probably works good since we only meet on one day out of the month. That way, if we have a lot of questions, we've got plenty of time to cover everything in that 1 hour window. Because if we set it at 6:30 tonight for the whole year, we're cutting ourselves short and not being able to ask questions. And sometimes there's really important answers that changes the outcome on topics that we would need to know. So, do you all feel comfortable doing it still at 6? Okay. And let's go back to December, because we didn't pick that date.
Setting all at 6, is that what you're suggesting?
Yes.
Do the 6 o'clock and the 7 on the board
Yes.
meeting. Okay. Is that okay? with you? Okay. And then, if we go back to December, if you guys look at your all's calendar, just to make sure, the 4th Monday of December is the 29th, which the kids are out of school. There's no school during that time. And then the 22nd, are they out? I'm going to assume that the calendar probably lets them out on the 20th.
They are.
Okay.
And so the sheet that we have has the 15th, but again,
Okay,
that's your
can we do
choice.
the 15th? Is that okay with everyone? December 15th? Okay, so we'll do the 15th.
And again, we have to meet in January, so that one is listed as January 26th and 2026.
And we can go back to the 4th on that one, which is the 26th. Is that okay with everyone too? Okay. So the only Mondays we changed was December in February. Is that correct?
No, we didn't change February, because that meeting is the actual meeting day, the 17th.
Originally on this sheet, I think February was the 28th. We moved that to February 17th.
Yeah, we did change it.
And we took, and November 24th and December 15th are what we presented, but they are changes from the fourth Monday, I believe.
Yes.
And that's the same pattern we took this year with Christmas and November and Thanksgiving.
Okay, so let's review this, because we have to have this in writing. So we're gonna do February 2025 will be held on the 19th.
17th.
That's correct. I'm on 2024. You better watch me. Okay. So we're on February 17th. Then we go to May, and that can be on the 19th, or do you want it on it has to be the 19th because the 26th is Memorial Day. So we did change May.
May is listed as the 19th, correct?
Okay. We're all in agreement on that. And then November,
We have as the 24th.
November would be,
24th.
it says the 24th, but that's correct. That's correct. And that was a standard fourth. And then December, we changed to the 15th.
Correct.
Gotcha. Is there any other changes that you all foresee that we need to make? No? We're good? Okay. I got it for you.
I need that in the form of a motion.
Okay, I'll make it. I'm gonna make a motion to have the board meetings. The working sessions will be at 6 o'clock. The executive session will be at 7. We will reconvene on the fourth Mondays of every month, with the exception of February 2025 will be on February 17th and December 15th.
In May,
And
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 November.
May 19th.
And November 24th.
It still is the 4th on November.
Okay.
Second.
So I have a motion by Carla, a second by Eric, on approving the 2025 calendar for the board meetings, location, date, and time. Any other discussion?
We didn't say the location. Do we need to say that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So
I will-
amend it.
I will amend that. Let me remake that motion then. Okay, so we're gonna make a motion to have the working session at 6, the regular session at 7. It will be on the fourth Monday of every month, with the exception of February, which will be February 17th, May 19th, and December 15th at the Bath County High School in the auditorium.
Second, yes.
So I have a motion by Carla, second by Eric, on amending Carla's previous motion. So any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 19 is discussion and possible action to go into executive session pursuant to KRS 61.810, 1F personnel.
I make that motion.
I'll second.
So I have a motion by Eric, second by Carla, to go into executive session. Pursuant to KRS 61.810, 1F personnel.
Before have you made a motion yet?
Yeah?
I mean, have you gone into it?
No.
Okay, sorry.
We got to vote, we got to discuss it and vote.
I jumped the gun.
All in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Before you retreat, Ms. Donahue wants to just get a quick board picture and an individual picture, if you all don't mind. Do it right here. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion to come out of executive session and approve the establishing a superintendent search screening committee for the superintendent search.
Second.
Motion made by Carla, second by Eric. All in favor, reply by saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I make a motion to establish a screening committee for the superintendent search. And is this, I got a question. Is this all on one motion? I'm making a motion after executive session, so is all of this? Okay. Okay, so we're going on with I make a motion to establish a screening committee for the superintendent search. Ashley made the motion.
I second.
Kim seconded it. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Anyone says no? 4-0. Motion to appoint Eric as the board member representative on the superintendent search screening committee.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Ashley,
I'll second.
second by Kim. All in favor of the motion? Say
Yes.
yes. Yes. Motion to appoint board secretaries Karen Ratliff and Brittany Combs to oversee procedures relating to the superintendent search. Motion made by Ashley,
Second.
second by Eric. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. A motion to approve a timeline for phases of the search process.
I'll make the motion.
Kim makes a motion,
I'll second.
and Ashley seconds it. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve criteria to instruct screening committee on superintendent search?
Oh,
Okay, motion made by Ashley, second by
Second.
Eric.
Yep.
All in favor, say yes.
yes.
Yes. Is there a motion to approve the superintendent vacancy advertisement?
I'll make that motion.
Eric made the motion,
I'll second.
Kim seconded. All in favor, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and do we have a motion to have all applications or correspondence sent to P.O. Box 21, Salt Lick, Kentucky 40371 in care of Eric Conkright? Motion made by Ashley, second by Kim. Everyone respond by yes?
Yes.
All in favor? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we just ran all the way through there, didn't we?
For other
Okay,
business.
do we have any other business?
Yes, we had the one school thing.
If the board so chooses another business, you can vote to amend the calendar, the 2024-25 calendar, to make February 17th and April 18th school days. Those were teacher days, and those were non-school days. And then that would get us back to getting out of school on the exact same date.
February 17th and April what?
18th, Good Friday.
Okay,
I put my sheet up, but I think
okay.
that's an option for you all.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's get the dates right. We all heard something different. February 17th?
No, that's,
17th is February's accurate. That's the first one. We were out for President's Day. So we'll.
yes.
And then it was Good Friday, which I thought was April 18th. Or is it calendar?
My
April.
calendar doesn't show Good Friday. Let me Google it.
Just early on the 28th, and are you suggesting another time?
Good Friday is a teacher planning day. I just have got my month wrong. I apologize. I
When,
put my
what's
papers
the
up.
date of that? Do we know?
It's the Friday before Easter.
It's April 18th.
Yes.
It is April 18th? Okay,
I had
thank
it
you.
correct.
Okay.
What about
So, under other business, I would like to make a motion
to amend the 2025 remainder school year calendar, that we do go to school on February 17th and April 18th.
Second.
Okay, second by Eric. All in favor, respond with aye or yes?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Eric and Ashley. No, I made the motion. Eric seconded it. Sorry. Confused. Okay. Do we have any other business? No? We good? Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.